Hello guys, how are you? Hope you people are doing well. Myself Naman Verma from India, and today I'm going to react on a video having title Reform. Farage's sums don't add up. UK politics, the new statesman. So do subscribe this channel. This is the video of channel named the New Statesman. So do subscribe this and subscribe me too with the bell icon. So without any delay, let's watch this video.
Basically, he claimed to have found £225 billion down the back of the Treasury sofa.
£225 billion. Okay, good luck.
Nigel Farage gave a press conference on Tuesday, dominating the news agenda in a week when Westminster is on recess. The vibe was very much "we mean business." On stage behind the Reform leader were representatives of some of the 10 councils that Reform won in the local elections, the mayoralties that they won, and also some of Reform's MPs. The tagline was "Vote Reform, Get Reform," a message that whereas in the past you might have voted Reform as a protest vote and got a Labour or a Conservative candidate, the local elections show that now if you vote Reform there's a very good chance that the winner may in fact be from Reform. The venue was telling. It was held at the Liberal Club. Farage kicked off his speech by saying that what Reform are achieving is the biggest upheaval in British politics since the death of the Liberal Party and the emergence of Labour and the Conservatives as the two parties in British politics. Farage said that the first step in the Reform revolution was him returning to frontline politics and winning enough MPs to form a beachhead in Parliament. As a reminder, Reform won 5 MPs in the July general election. It has since lost one of them with the suspension/defection of Rupert Lowe, but it gained another in the Runcorn and Helsby by-election when Sarah Pochin won by 6 votes. Step 2 was the local elections that we saw in May, where Reform had to prove that the polling leads that have seen them overtake first the Conservatives and now Labour could translate into actual results in an election. And they did. Reform now control 10 councils and £10 billion worth of combined council budgets. They've proved they can win, now they have to prove that they can govern. And from watching Farage's press conference up close, it would seem that step 3 is replacing the Conservatives as the de facto opposition, painting the Labour government as having failed, and going into the next election, whenever that may be, as the only real alternative. Reform has previously used the idea of the uni-party, the idea that Labour and the Conservatives are essentially the same. That was a message that Farage repeated on Tuesday, talking about how the two parties had merged on issues such as consensus on net zero and mass immigration. His message was very much that if voters want something different, they know who to turn to. The interesting thing about the policies that he announced on Tuesday was that they come both from the left and from the right. Farage said that Reform would reverse Labour's scrapping of the winter fuel allowance for most pensioners and also scrap the 2-child benefit cap, which is something that Labour MPs have been agitating for since before the election. But he also said that Reform would implement tax breaks for married couples and talked about raising the income tax threshold to £20,000. If you're wondering how much all this will cost, by the way, it's in the region of billions, as in hundreds of billions. But Farage claimed that he could find the money through scrapping net zero and also getting rid of government spending on quangos. Basically, he claimed to have found £225 billion down the back of the Treasury sofa. Good luck with that. Unsurprisingly, the other parties have been somewhat sceptical about his numbers. Mel Stride, the Shadow Chancellor, said it was fantasy economics. Labour talked about fantasy promises and also connected what Farage is suggesting with the Liz Truss era, as did the Lib Dems, who called the policies Trussonomics on steroids. But it's interesting to think about the fact that those policies, winter fuel and child benefit and tax breaks, come from 2 very different strands of British politics, one from Labour and one from the Conservatives. Essentially, Farage is promising to do things that both the Conservatives and Labour really wanted to do, but don't have enough money, at least if they're living in economic reality. It remains to be seen how successful the Liz Truss tactics will be. Keir Starmer has had great fun with the toxicity of the Truss era, criticising the Conservatives. However, it does seem to be an issue that voters associate very much with the Tories. Whether he can transplant that onto what Nigel Farage is suggesting isn't entirely clear. But another attack line that we can see from the major parties against Reform is going to revolve around governance. As I said, they now control £10 billion worth of council budgets. They're running these councils, and it's now up to Reform to prove that they can provide the services. Already, they're running into some issues with that.
So, this is the video. So, local elections matters a lot. So, Basically, I can say this is a conclusion of this video that local elections matters a lot. So this is actually an internal politics of United Kingdom. So what do you guys believe? Please tell me in the comment section. What do you guys believe? What you people think about Labour Party? Please tell me in the comment section. So and from which country you people are watching me? Please tell me this too. And that's all for today's video, and we will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. It's me, Naman Verma from India, signing off.